Introduction. The Billionaire Mind Unlocked. Money is one of the most misunderstood subjects in the world. People chase it, worship it, envy those who have it, and resent those who don't. Some believe it is the root of all evil, while others see it as the ultimate source of freedom. But here's the truth. Money is neither good nor evil. It's simply a tool. And like any tool, its power depends on the person using it. The difference between those who struggle financially and those who build empires isn't luck, intelligence, or even hard work. It's mindset. Billionaires don't think about money the way the average person does. They don't see it as a scarce resource, a means of survival, or a measurement of self-worth. Instead, they view it as a game, a puzzle to be solved, a force to be mastered. Their psychology is wired differently. And that difference is what allows them to accumulate vast fortunes, while others stay stuck in financial mediocrity. Most people are conditioned to think about money in a limited way. From an early age, we are taught to save, to be careful, to work hard for a paycheck, and to avoid financial risks. We hear phrases like money doesn't grow on trees, rich people are greedy, and you have to work hard to get ahead. These ideas, ingrained in our subconscious, shape our financial decisions for life. But billionaires operate under a different set of beliefs, ones that allow them to take risks, seize opportunities, and build unstoppable momentum toward wealth. They don't just work hard, they work smart. They don't just save, they invest. And they don't just earn money, they make money work for them. The truth is, financial success starts in the mind long before it appears in your bank account. Every billionaire you see today, whether it's Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Warren Buffett, or Richard Branson, started with a mindset that set them apart. They trained themselves to think in terms of possibility rather than limitation, strategy rather than struggle, and growth rather than survival. They didn't just aim to be rich, they thought on a scale so massive that wealth became a byproduct of their vision. This book is about teaching you to think the same way. Imagine walking into a casino where the odds were stacked in your favor. Imagine playing a game where you knew how to turn every loss into a lesson and every win into momentum. That's how billionaires approach money and business. They don't fear failure, they embrace it. They don't rely on a single source of income. They build multiple streams of wealth. They don't hope for financial security, they design it. And they don't let circumstances dictate their future. They create their own opportunities. This book is not about quick-fix strategies, get-rich-quick schemes, or empty motivational talk. It's about rewiring your mind to think like the ultra-wealthy, so you can start making decisions that lead to real financial freedom. Whether you're an entrepreneur, an investor, or someone looking to escape the paycheck-to-paycheck cycle, the principles in this book will change the way you see money forever. You'll learn how to break free from limiting beliefs, spot opportunities that others miss, take calculated risks, and build the kind of wealth that lasts for generations. It doesn't matter where you are in life right now. Whether you're struggling financially, doing okay, or already on the path to success, your money mindset is the key to unlocking your full potential. The world's billionaires weren't born with some secret knowledge that the rest of us lack. They simply learned how to think differently. And now, so can you? The question is, are you ready to change the way you see money forever? If so, then let's begin. Chapter 1. The Billionaire Brain. How they think differently. What separates billionaires from the rest of the world? Is it luck, inheritance, or simply being in the right place at the right time? While external factors may play a role, the real secret lies in the way billionaires think. Their mindset is fundamentally different from that of the average person, shaping their decisions, actions, and ultimately, their financial success. It's not just about having money. It's about seeing the world through a lens of limitless possibilities, where problems become opportunities and risks are seen as necessary stepping stones to greatness. To truly think like a billionaire, you must first understand that wealth is a game of perception. Most people view money as something scarce, something to be earned, saved, and carefully spent. Billionaires, on the other hand, see money as a tool, an abundant resource that can be leveraged and multiplied. They don't just work for money, they make money work for them. They focus on creating value, solving problems, and positioning themselves in ways that allow them to capitalize on the opportunities that others overlook. One of the most striking differences between a billionaire and the average person is their relationship with risk. While most people fear risk and avoid uncertainty, billionaires embrace it. They understand that in order to achieve massive success, they must take calculated risks that have the potential for high rewards. They are not reckless gamblers. Rather, they analyze situations strategically, weighing the potential upsides against the downsides. Even when they fail, they don't see it as a loss, but as a learning experience, a stepping stone toward their next big win. Another key element of the billionaire mindset is long-term thinking. Most people focus on immediate gratification, getting a paycheck, paying the bills, and saving what's left. Billionaires think in decades, not days. They build businesses, invest in assets, and make decisions that may not pay off for years. But when they do, the rewards are exponential. They understand the power of compound growth, whether it's in finances, relationships, or knowledge. Perhaps one of the most powerful traits of a billionaire is their ability to see opportunity where others see obstacles. While most people look at a problem and complain, billionaires look at the same problem and ask, "How can I solve this? And how can I profit from it?" They train their minds to recognize inefficiencies, gaps in the market, and emerging trends. They don't wait for permission or the perfect timing. They act when they see an opening. This ability to recognize and seize opportunities is what allows them to stay ahead of the game. Beyond money, billionaires also have an unshakable belief in themselves and their vision. They are relentless in their pursuit of success, refusing to let failure, doubt, or negativity hold them back. They surround themselves with the right people, mentors, advisors, and like-minded individuals who push them to think bigger and do better. They understand that success is rarely a solo journey, and that collaboration and leverage are the keys to scaling wealth and influence. To think like a billionaire, you must start by rewiring your mindset. Stop seeing money as something scarce and start seeing it as a tool. Stop fearing failure and start using it as a lesson. Stop focusing on short-term gains and start building for the long term. Train your mind to see opportunities where others see problems. Most importantly, believe in your ability to create massive wealth, because the first step to becoming rich is thinking like someone who already is. Chapter 2. The Wealth Paradigm. Breaking free from limiting beliefs. Wealth is not just about money, it's about mindset. The way you think about money, success, and opportunity determines the financial reality you experience. Billionaires don't just acquire wealth. They are conditioned to think in ways that attract and sustain it. The biggest barrier to financial success isn't a lack of resources, education, or talent. It's the set of beliefs that have been ingrained in you from childhood. Many people grow up with a scarcity mindset, believing that money is hard to earn, that success is reserved for a select few, or that wealth is the result of luck rather than skill. These beliefs are often passed down through generations, embedded in societal norms, and reinforced by the people around us. If you grew up hearing phrases like "money doesn't grow on trees," "rich people are greedy," or "you have to work yourself to death to be wealthy," then you've been programmed with financial limitations before you even had the chance to create your own money story. Billionaires, on the other hand, are conditioned differently. They see money as a tool, not a scarce resource. They believe that wealth is limitless, that money flows where value is created, and that financial success is a game anyone can master if they learn the rules. This shift in thinking is what separates those who struggle financially from those who build empires. One of the most important steps in achieving financial success is unlearning the limiting beliefs that have held you back. Imagine if you grew up being told that flying was impossible, only to discover later in life that airplanes exist. You would have spent years avoiding opportunities to travel simply because of a false belief. The same applies to money. Many of the financial truths people accept as reality are simply mental barriers preventing them from seeing the full spectrum of possibilities. Take, for example, the belief that wealth is reserved for the privileged or lucky. This mindset causes people to see rich individuals as different from themselves, creating an invisible wall between where they are and where they want to be. But the truth is, most billionaires started with nothing. They weren't born with an instruction manual on wealth creation. They had to rewire their thinking, take risks, and challenge traditional views on money to reach where they are today. Another common limiting belief is that making money requires backbreaking work. While effort and persistence are necessary for success, billionaires don't rely on hard work alone. They understand that wealth is created through smart strategies, leverage, and systems. They don't trade time for money. They build assets that generate income without their constant involvement. If working harder was the answer to financial success, then construction workers, teachers, and nurses, some of the hardest working people, would be billionaires. But the reality is that financial freedom is about working smarter, not just harder. Another mental shift that billionaires make is how they perceive risk. Most people are trained to avoid financial risks at all costs, fearing failure or loss. But billionaires view risk differently. They see it as a necessary step toward success. They understand that every opportunity comes with some level of uncertainty, and they embrace it. They know that failure is part of the process, and that the lessons learned from setbacks are often more valuable than the wins. To truly break free from limiting beliefs, you have to reprogram your mind. This means surrounding yourself with new ideas, exposing yourself to different ways of thinking, and challenging the old money paradigms that have been ingrained in you. Read books on wealth creation, listen to successful entrepreneurs, and study how billionaires think. Most importantly, question everything you've been taught about money. Ask yourself, is this belief helping me or holding me back? If it's the latter, replace it with a more empowering perspective. Billionaires don't accept financial limits. They create new possibilities. The moment you shift your mindset from scarcity to abundance, from fear to confidence, and from limitation to opportunity, you will start seeing money differently. And once your mind accepts the idea that wealth is not only possible but inevitable, you'll begin to attract it into your life in ways you never imagined. Chapter 3. The Art of Opportunity, Spotting What Others Miss. Opportunities are everywhere, yet only a select few seem to capitalize on them. The difference between an ordinary person and a billionaire is not just intelligence, luck, or resources. It is their ability to see what others overlook. Billionaires don't just react to opportunities. They create them, seize them, and maximize their potential. But how exactly do they do it? How do they train their minds to see opportunities where others see obstacles? Most people are conditioned to follow the conventional path. Get an education, find a stable job, save money, and retire comfortably. This mindset, while safe, rarely leads to extraordinary wealth. Billionaires, on the other hand, develop an unconventional way of thinking. They look at the world differently, often questioning the norms that others accept without hesitation. Instead of asking, "How can I find a good job?" they ask, "How can I create jobs for others?" Instead of looking for discounts at the store, they wonder, "How can I own the store?" It's a complete shift in perspective that allows them to see hidden possibilities. One of the most powerful traits billionaires possess is pattern recognition. They are constantly observing trends, studying human behavior, and identifying inefficiencies in the marketplace. Many of the world's greatest fortunes were built by individuals who recognized emerging trends before they became mainstream. Think of Jeff Bezos spotting the rise of e-commerce before it exploded, Elon Musk betting on electric vehicles when the industry was skeptical, or Steve Jobs understanding the power of sleek, user-friendly technology before the world even knew they needed it. These individuals had no crystal ball. They simply trained their minds to see patterns before the masses caught on. But spotting opportunities is not just about intelligence or foresight. It is about a mindset shift, learning to ask the right questions and staying curious. Billionaires are relentless learners. They read voraciously, analyze industries, and seek knowledge outside their comfort zones. They don't limit themselves to what they already know. Instead, they constantly explore new ideas, new markets, and new ways of thinking. This curiosity allows them to see possibilities that remain invisible to those who operate within a narrow frame of reference. Another crucial factor in recognizing opportunity is problem solving. Most people complain about problems, but billionaires see them as gold mines. Every great business idea was born out of a problem that needed solving. Uber transformed the way people get around because Travis Kalanick and Garrett Camp were frustrated with the inefficiencies of taxis. Airbnb emerged because its founders saw that hotels were overpriced and travelers needed a more flexible lodging option. The richest individuals in the world don't just observe problems. They think, how can I solve this in a way that benefits millions of people? Fear of failure is one of the biggest reasons people miss opportunities. The majority are conditioned to play it safe, to avoid risks, to seek stability, to stay within their comfort zones. Billionaires, however, understand that every opportunity comes with risk. They are not reckless, but they also know that waiting for the perfect, risk-free moment is a recipe for stagnation. They embrace uncertainty, take calculated risks, and accept that failure is part of the process. For every success story, there are dozens of failures behind the scenes, but those who succeed are the ones who keep pushing forward despite setbacks. Moreover, billionaires understand the value of speed. While most people overanalyze and hesitate, the ultra-successful take decisive action. They don't wait for permission. They move quickly and adjust along the way. Speed creates momentum, and momentum creates results. Many people miss out on opportunities simply because they take too long to act. Billionaires operate with a sense of urgency, knowing that the world moves fast, and those who hesitate are often left behind. Another essential aspect of spotting opportunities is networking. Billionaires surround themselves with people who bring fresh ideas, valuable insights, and unique perspectives. They don't just rely on their own knowledge, they leverage the expertise of others. Being in the right circles exposes them to opportunities that the average person would never even hear about. They attend conferences, engage with industry leaders, and seek mentorship from those who have already achieved success. This ability to tap into a network of high-level thinkers significantly increases their chances of discovering and capitalizing on opportunities. So how can the average person develop the ability to spot opportunities like a billionaire? It starts with a shift in mindset. Instead of passively going through life, start questioning everything. Look for inefficiencies in everyday situations. Pay attention to emerging trends. Read books, listen to podcasts, and consume information from a variety of industries. Train your mind to recognize patterns. Surround yourself with people who challenge your thinking. And most importantly, be willing to take action when you spot an opportunity. The world is full of untapped potential, but only those who are trained to see it will benefit. The secret is not in luck or intelligence. It is in perception, curiosity, and the courage to act. The more you develop this ability, the more opportunities you will see. And as history has shown, one right opportunity, properly recognized and seized, can change everything. Chapter 4. The Psychology of Risk and Reward. Risk and reward are the fundamental forces that shape financial success. Billionaires do not achieve extraordinary wealth by playing it safe. They understand that risk is not something to be feared, but rather something to be managed, leveraged, and, at times, embraced. Unlike the average person who sees risk as a threat, billionaires see it as an opportunity, a gateway to possibilities that most people never dare to explore. To truly think like a billionaire, you must first shift your perspective on risk. Most people have been conditioned from childhood to avoid failure at all costs. Society teaches us that security is the ultimate goal. Get a stable job, save money, minimize uncertainty, and play by the rules. This mentality keeps people in a cycle of financial mediocrity. Billionaires, on the other hand, operate with an entirely different mindset. They understand that without risk, there is no progress. Every great fortune ever built was the result of someone taking a bold step into the unknown. This does not mean billionaires take reckless gambles. In fact, they are often more calculated than the average person when it comes to decision-making. The difference is that they understand the nature of risk and how to measure it. They seek asymmetric opportunities, situations where the potential upside far outweighs the potential downside. This is why billionaires invest in startups, acquire companies, and take bold business moves while others hesitate. They know that even if they fail a few times, the wins will be so significant that the losses become insignificant in the grand scheme of things. Take, for example, Elon Musk. When he sold PayPal, he had enough money to retire comfortably for life. Instead, he reinvested nearly everything into Tesla, SpaceX, and SolarCity, companies that at the time were considered highly risky ventures. Most people thought he was crazy, but Musk understood something others did not. Calculated risk is necessary for extraordinary success. He bet on himself, his vision, and his ability to solve difficult problems. The result? He transformed industries and became one of the richest individuals in history. This kind of thinking requires mental toughness. The fear of failure is one of the biggest obstacles that hold people back from taking risks. Billionaires have trained themselves to become comfortable with uncertainty. They accept that setbacks and failures are part of the process, not something to avoid. The difference between those who build wealth and those who don't is how they respond to failure. Do they retreat and play it safe, or do they analyze what went wrong, adapt, and try again? One of the most powerful lessons from billionaire psychology is the ability to make decisions under uncertainty. The average person wants all the answers before making a move. They want guarantees, assurances, and perfect conditions before they take action. Billionaires understand that such conditions rarely exist. They make the best decision possible with the available information, and they move forward. If new information arises, they adjust. They don't suffer from analysis paralysis, a problem that keeps so many people stuck in mediocrity. Another key principle in billionaire risk-taking is diversification. While they take big risks, they do not put everything on the line in a single bet. They spread their investments, create multiple income streams, and build safety nets. This allows them to continue taking risks without jeopardizing their entire fortune. They hedge their bets, using financial strategies that protect them from complete loss while still giving them the upside of high-risk, high-reward opportunities. Furthermore, billionaires embrace a mindset of continuous learning. They do not see risk-taking as a blind leap of faith, but as a process of strategic decision-making. They study industries, trends, and financial patterns. They surround themselves with experts and advisors who provide insights and alternative perspectives. This allows them to take calculated risks with confidence, knowing that they are making informed choices rather than acting on impulse. Perhaps the most significant difference between billionaires and the average person when it comes to risk is their willingness to bet on themselves. While most people seek security in the form of salaries, pensions, and safe investments, billionaires invest in their own abilities, their own businesses, and their own visions. They understand that true financial freedom does not come from relying on someone else's system. It comes from creating your own. Risk is not something to be feared. It is something to be mastered. The ability to take smart, calculated risks is one of the defining characteristics of those who achieve extraordinary financial success. If you want to think like a billionaire, you must learn to embrace uncertainty, make bold moves, and understand that every great reward comes from stepping outside your comfort zone. Wealth is not built by those who avoid risk. It is built by those who learn to manage it wisely. Chapter 5. The Leverage Effect. Multiplying money with minimal effort. One of the most significant differences between how the wealthy operate and how the average person operates is their understanding of leverage. While most people rely solely on their own effort to make money, working long hours for a paycheck, trading time for dollars, billionaires think differently. They understand that wealth is not about working harder, but about working smarter. The key to this lies in leverage. Leverage is the ability to multiply outcomes while minimizing personal effort. It is about using resources, whether time, money, or other people's skills, to create exponential growth. Most billionaires do not become wealthy because they work 10 times harder than the average person. They become wealthy because they have mastered the art of leveraging what they have to produce more than what they put in. Consider a billionaire like Elon Musk. He does not build Tesla cars with his own hands or launch SpaceX rockets by himself. Instead, He leverages the knowledge and skills of the most talented engineers, scientists, and designers in the world. He sets the vision, raises capital, and delegates the execution to experts. This ability to utilize other people's expertise is one of the most powerful forms of leverage, and it is something that anyone can begin to develop, no matter their current financial status. Another form of leverage is financial leverage, using money to create more money. Most people think that saving money and working harder will eventually lead to wealth, but billionaires understand that money must be put to work. They invest in businesses, real estate, stocks, and other assets that grow in value over time. They use borrowed money or other people's money to scale their ventures. The average person fears debt and avoids it at all costs, while billionaires see debt as a tool, a way to acquire assets without using their own capital. The key difference is that billionaires use debt strategically, ensuring that it generates more money than it costs to borrow. Technology is another major form of leverage. In today's world, software, automation, and artificial intelligence have given people the ability to scale businesses at unprecedented speeds. A single individual can now reach millions of customers through social media, e-commerce, or online education. Think about how companies like Amazon, Google, and Facebook operate. They use algorithms and automation to generate billions in revenue with minimal human intervention. Billionaires recognize that technology can replace manual effort, allowing them to build businesses that operate even while they sleep. Billionaires also leverage time by focusing only on high-value activities. Most people spend their days caught up in low-value tasks that do not significantly impact their financial future. They check emails, scroll through social media, or engage in activities that produce little to no return. Billionaires, on the other hand, prioritize activities that have long-term financial impact, strategic decision-making, networking with influential people, and investing in assets that appreciate over time. They understand that time is their most valuable resource, and they treat it as such. Leverage is not limited to business and finance. It extends to knowledge and skills as well. Billionaires are lifelong learners. They understand that knowledge compounds over time, and they surround themselves with the smartest people in the world. Warren Buffett, one of the richest investors in history, attributes much of his success to reading and learning constantly. He spends hours every day absorbing information, refining his strategies, and making calculated decisions. Knowledge, when applied correctly, is one of the most powerful forms of leverage, and it is accessible to anyone willing to put in the effort. Most people struggle financially not because they lack opportunities, but because they fail to use leverage effectively. They try to do everything themselves, they rely solely on their own income, and they trade their time for money without thinking of ways to multiply their efforts. Billionaires take a different approach. They ask themselves, how can I get more done with less effort? How can I use my resources to create exponential growth? They think beyond their personal limitations and focus on systems, networks, and strategies that allow them to generate massive results. The good news is that leverage is not reserved for billionaires alone. Anyone can begin to apply these principles in their own life. It starts with a shift in mindset, understanding that wealth is not about working harder, but about working smarter. It means looking for ways to use other people's expertise, money, technology, and time to create value. It means shifting from a do-it-yourself mentality to a who-can-help-me mentality. The moment you start thinking in terms of leverage, everything changes. Instead of seeing limitations, you begin to see opportunities. Instead of relying solely on your own efforts, you start building systems that work for you. Instead of being stuck in the cycle of trading time for money, you begin to multiply your income with minimal additional effort. This is the secret of billionaires. They do not operate under the same rules as everyone else because they understand that money is a game of multiplication, not addition. Leverage is the great equalizer. It is what allows a single individual to build an empire, create generational wealth, and achieve financial freedom faster than they ever thought possible. The question is, how will you use leverage to transform your own financial future? Chapter 6. The Power of Network and Influence. If there is one secret that billionaires understand better than anyone else, it is the power of relationships. Wealth is not just about money, it is about access. The wealthiest people in the world don't operate alone. They leverage connections, partnerships, and influence to multiply opportunities and resources. Billionaires understand that no matter how smart, talented, or hardworking they are, their success will always be limited if they try to do everything themselves. Instead, they master the art of building a network of powerful allies who can open doors, provide knowledge, and accelerate growth in ways that would be impossible alone. The average person often underestimates the importance of networking. Many believe that hard work and skill alone will get them to the top. While these qualities are essential, they are not enough. The right connection at the right time can be the difference between struggling for years and achieving massive success overnight. Billionaires do not wait for opportunities to come to them. They surround themselves with people who create opportunities. They cultivate relationships with decision-makers, industry leaders, and high performers, ensuring that they are always in the right room with the right people. Networking is not just about collecting contacts. It's about creating meaningful relationships based on trust and mutual value. Billionaires do not approach networking with a transactional mindset, where they only seek to gain something for themselves. Instead, they focus on how they can add value to others, knowing that when they help others succeed, opportunities will naturally flow back to them. They invest in relationships long before they need them, understanding that trust and goodwill take time to build. Another key element of billionaire networking is strategic positioning. They intentionally place themselves in environments where high-value connections are made. Whether it's exclusive business events, elite mastermind groups, or high-end social clubs, they understand that proximity is power. They don't just attend these gatherings, they actively contribute, engage in conversations, and make themselves known as valuable players in their industries. They know that simply being in the right room can lead to life-changing deals, partnerships, and insights. Billionaires are also masters of influence. They don't just network, they shape the way others perceive them. They understand the psychology of persuasion and use it to position themselves as leaders, experts, and visionaries. Their words, actions, and even body language are carefully crafted to command respect and attract the right kind of people. They recognize that reputation is one of the most powerful assets a person can have, and they guard it fiercely. They align themselves with other influential figures, knowing that association with power amplifies their own credibility and authority. Many self-made billionaires started with little to no connections, but they understood that relationships could be built from scratch. They leveraged whatever networks they had, friends, colleagues, mentors, and expanded from there. They reached out, attended events, asked for introductions, and found ways to become valuable to people who were ahead of them in life. They understood that every great business, investment, and career move starts with knowing the right people. In the digital age, networking has evolved beyond face-to-face meetings. Billionaires use social media, online communities, and digital platforms to expand their influence and connect with powerful individuals worldwide. They understand the power of personal branding and make sure their online presence aligns with their values and goals. Whether through LinkedIn, Twitter, or industry forums, they strategically position themselves as thought leaders, ensuring that opportunities come to them rather than the other way around. One of the biggest mistakes people make in networking is focusing too much on short-term gain. They try to rush relationships, immediately asking for favors or expecting instant benefits. Billionaires play the long game. They invest in relationships without immediate expectations, knowing that the most valuable opportunities often come years down the line. They understand that true wealth is not just measured in dollars, but in the strength of their connections. At the highest levels of success, deals are rarely made through cold calls or traditional job applications. Instead, they happen through personal recommendations, private meetings, and casual conversations in exclusive circles. A single introduction from the right person can lead to a multi-million-dollar investment, a groundbreaking business partnership, or an industry-changing collaboration. Billionaires understand that money flows where trust exists, and trust is built through relationships. Building a billionaire-level network does not require being born into wealth or privilege. It requires intentionality, effort, and the willingness to provide value. It means constantly expanding your circle, surrounding yourself with people who challenge and inspire you, and positioning yourself in environments where opportunities thrive. It means understanding that every conversation, every interaction, and every relationship has the potential to change your financial destiny. Networking is not just a skill, it's a mindset. Billionaires think in terms of relationships, not just transactions. They know that their greatest assets are not in their bank accounts, but in the people they know and the influence they wield. And once you begin to approach networking with this perspective, you will start to see doors open that you never even knew existed. Chapter 7: Money Mastery. The Billionaire Approach to Spending and Investing. Money mastery is one of the defining traits of billionaires. Unlike the average person, who often earns money just to spend it, billionaires see money as a tool, one that can be multiplied, leveraged, and strategically deployed to create even greater wealth. They do not let emotions dictate their financial decisions, nor do they fall into the common traps of consumerism, overspending, or short-term thinking. Instead, they follow a disciplined, almost scientific approach to money that ensures their wealth grows consistently over time. To truly think like a billionaire, you must shift your mindset from merely earning to mastering the flow of money. The way billionaires handle money is entirely different from how the middle class or even millionaires do. They understand that wealth is not just about how much you make, but how you allocate, grow, and protect your money. Billionaires have a deep understanding of financial literacy. They know that money has a compounding effect when used wisely. They don't just let their earnings sit in a bank account collecting minimal interest. They invest it in appreciating assets, businesses, and opportunities that create additional streams of revenue. While the average person may fear investing because of the perceived risks, billionaires recognize that risk is an essential part of financial growth. However, they do not take reckless risks. They take calculated ones based on research, knowledge, and strategic decision-making. One of the fundamental principles of billionaire money mastery is the concept of making money work for them, rather than working for money. Most people trade their time for money, meaning they are locked into a cycle where their income is dependent on the hours they work. Billionaires, on the other hand, focus on acquiring assets that generate income passively. Whether it's real estate that provides rental income, stocks that pay dividends, or businesses that run without their constant involvement, they ensure that their money is always working. This is why the wealthiest individuals continue to grow richer, even when they are not actively working. A key difference between billionaires and the average person is their approach to spending. Contrary to popular belief, most billionaires are not frivolous spenders. While they can afford luxury, they do not let consumerism dictate their financial choices. They understand the difference between spending on liabilities versus investing in assets. They do not spend money to impress others or to fulfill fleeting desires. Instead, they allocate funds where they will have the greatest return. This is why many self-made billionaires, despite their enormous wealth, still drive relatively modest cars, live in homes that are practical rather than extravagant, and focus their spending on things that add value to their lives and businesses. Billionaires also have a keen eye for investment opportunities. They do not follow the crowd when it comes to investing. Instead, they look for undervalued assets, emerging industries, and long-term growth opportunities. They are not easily swayed by market hype or short-term trends. Instead of chasing quick profits, they adopt a patient approach, understanding that true wealth is built over decades, not days. Whether it's in the stock market, real estate, venture capital, or other investments, billionaires focus on assets that will appreciate significantly over time. Another important aspect of billionaire money mastery is financial protection. They do not just focus on making money, they also focus on preserving it. They use legal strategies, tax planning, and asset protection techniques to ensure their wealth is secure from lawsuits, economic downturns, and excessive taxation. They understand that financial success is not just about growth, but also about minimizing losses. Additionally, billionaires do not rely on a single source of income. The average person may have only one paycheck, But billionaires create multiple streams of revenue. They diversify their investments so that they are never dependent on one industry or one business. If one source of income slows down, they have several others to fall back on. This approach makes them financially resilient, ensuring that their wealth continues to grow regardless of economic conditions. At the core of billionaire money mastery is discipline. They do not let emotions drive their financial decisions. They do not panic when the market crashes, nor do they make impulsive investments based on hype. Instead, they follow well-thought-out strategies, relying on data, expert advice, and a clear vision of their financial future. Ultimately, to think like a billionaire, you must start treating money as a tool rather than as a means for immediate gratification. You must develop the patience to let wealth grow, the discipline to invest wisely, and the mindset to see opportunities where others see obstacles. By mastering the principles of money management, investing, and financial discipline, you can begin to create lasting wealth and financial freedom. Chapter 8. The Billionaire Work Ethic. Hustle versus smart work. When people think about billionaires, they often imagine luxurious lifestyles, private jets, and endless vacations. What they don't see is the relentless discipline, focus, and strategic effort that got them there. While the idea of hard work is preached everywhere, billionaires don't just work hard, they work smart. They understand that effort alone doesn't create wealth. It's how that effort is applied that makes the difference. Billionaires have a fundamentally different approach to work than the average person. They don't believe in trading time for money. Instead, they focus on value creation, leveraging their time, resources, and networks to produce exponentially greater results. They build systems, automate processes, and delegate tasks so that their wealth grows even when they're not actively working. The key isn't just putting in more hours, it's making each hour count in a way that generates long-term returns. One of the biggest differences between the wealthy and the middle class is their relationship with productivity. Most people are taught to equate busyness with success. They fill their days with tasks, meetings, and endless to-do lists, believing that being constantly occupied means they are making progress. Billionaires, on the other hand, are obsessed with efficiency. They eliminate unnecessary tasks, delegate responsibilities, and focus only on the highest impact activities. Warren Buffett once said, "The difference between successful people and really successful people is that really successful people say no to almost everything." This speaks to the importance of focus. Billionaires guard their time fiercely and only invest it in activities that move them toward their larger goals. Another defining trait of billionaire work ethic is consistency. Many people work hard in short bursts, fueled by motivation, only to burn out or lose momentum. Billionaires don't rely on motivation. They create systems and habits that keep them productive whether they feel inspired or not. Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, and Mark Zuckerberg all follow structured routines that prioritize deep work, creative problem-solving, and strategic decision-making. They don't waste time on distractions. They make time work for them. Failure is another area where billionaires think differently. Most people fear failure and avoid it at all costs. Billionaires embrace it as an essential part of success. They take calculated risks, knowing that failure is a learning opportunity, not an endpoint. They don't see mistakes as setbacks, but as stepping stones toward greater achievements. Thomas Edison famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." This mindset allows billionaires to take bold actions, experiment with new ideas, and continuously improve. Perhaps the most misunderstood part of a billionaire's work ethic is their ability to step back and think. While many people pride themselves on working nonstop, billionaires understand that clear, strategic thinking is more valuable than constant activity. Bill Gates is known for taking think weeks, where he isolates himself to read, reflect, and generate new ideas. Warren Buffett spends most of his day reading and thinking, rather than attending endless meetings. This is because billionaires know that one good decision can be worth more than years of hard labor. They prioritize mental clarity over mindless hustle. Ultimately, working like a billionaire means shifting away from a mindset of grinding for money and instead focusing on creating money. It means understanding leverage, automation, and high-impact decision-making. It's about being disciplined, strategic, and focused on results rather than effort alone. Billionaires don't work more than everyone else. They work differently. And that difference is what sets them apart from the rest. Chapter 9. The Legacy Mindset. Thinking Beyond a Lifetime. Billionaires do not just think about wealth in terms of their lifetime. They think in terms of generations. While most people focus on earning enough to sustain themselves and their immediate family, billionaires operate on a much larger scale. Their wealth strategies are designed to last far beyond their own years, creating a lasting impact on their families, businesses, and even the world. This shift in perspective is what sets them apart from the average person. One of the biggest differences between billionaires and those who struggle financially is how they define success. For many, success is measured by personal achievements, buying a dream house, driving a luxury car, or retiring comfortably. But billionaires think differently. They understand that true wealth is not just about personal gain. It is about creating something that will outlive them. They want to build empires, foundations, and institutions that will continue to thrive long after they are gone. This is the essence of the legacy mindset. A key part of this mindset is the ability to delay gratification on an extreme level. While many people chase quick financial wins, billionaires are willing to invest in projects that may take decades to come to fruition. They fund innovations, build businesses, and acquire assets with a long-term future in mind. This requires a deep level of patience and foresight. Instead of focusing on what will bring them success today, they strategize about what will bring value to future generations. One of the most powerful ways billionaires create a lasting legacy is through their businesses. Many of the world's wealthiest individuals do not just build companies for profit. They build them to become institutions that will stand the test of time. They put structures in place to ensure that their businesses continue to thrive even after they step away. They appoint strong leadership teams, establish core values, and create long-term plans that ensure sustainability. Another aspect of the billionaire legacy mindset is philanthropy. Many billionaires commit a significant portion of their wealth to charitable causes, not just as an act of generosity, but as a strategic decision. They understand that their influence extends beyond financial success. They have the power to shape the world in meaningful ways. Whether it's funding education, medical research, or environmental initiatives, their contributions are designed to make a lasting difference. Unlike short-term charitable giving, their philanthropy is often structured to create sustainable change. They establish foundations and endowments that continue to operate for generations, ensuring that their wealth continues to impact the world positively long after they are gone. Family legacy is another crucial component of the billionaire mindset. Many ultra-wealthy individuals are intentional about passing down not just wealth, but also knowledge, values, and strategies. They do not simply leave their children large sums of money. They educate them on how to manage and grow that wealth. They teach financial literacy, business acumen, and investment principles from an early age. In many wealthy families, children are exposed to financial discussions and business operations long before they are old enough to take over. This ensures that the next generation is prepared to build upon the legacy rather than squander it. A common misconception is that legacy is only about wealth. While money is a key component, a true billionaire legacy also includes reputation, influence, and impact. Many of history's most successful entrepreneurs are remembered not just for their fortunes, but for how they changed industries, pioneered innovations, and inspired others. They understand that their actions, decisions, and contributions to society will be their true legacy, long after their financial empire has been passed down. The billionaire mindset teaches us that thinking beyond our own lifetime is one of the most powerful ways to build lasting wealth. It shifts the focus from short-term financial gains to long-term impact. Whether it is through business, philanthropy, or family, those who embrace this mindset are not just thinking about themselves, they are thinking about the future. If you want to develop a billionaire legacy mindset, start by asking yourself, what do I want to leave behind? How can I create something that will last beyond my years? What values, knowledge, and structures can I put in place to ensure that my success benefits future generations? By thinking beyond your own lifetime, you will begin to make decisions that create not just temporary success, but a lasting and meaningful impact. Conclusion: Becoming the billionaire of your own life. Throughout this book, we have explored the hidden psychology of money and the mindset shifts that separate billionaires from the rest of the world. It is not just about earning more, investing wisely, or working harder. It is about thinking differently. Billionaires don't see money the way the average person does. They view it as a tool, a resource, and an extension of their ability to create, influence, and shape the world around them. They understand that wealth is not just about numbers in a bank account. It is about vision, decision-making, and the power to turn ideas into reality. If there is one thing that should be clear by now, it is that financial success starts in the mind. Your beliefs, habits, and daily decisions either move you closer to wealth or keep you trapped in a cycle of financial struggle. The good news is that anyone can rewire their thinking. You don't need to be born into privilege or have a perfect background to adopt a billionaire mindset. You simply need to commit to learning, taking risks, and continuously improving yourself. One of the most important shifts you can make is to move from a scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset. Scarcity thinking tells you that wealth is limited, that money is hard to come by, and that success is only for a lucky few. Billionaires, on the other hand, operate from abundance. They see endless opportunities, believe in their ability to create value, and understand that money flows to those who solve problems. The more you internalize this way of thinking, the more doors will open for you. Another crucial lesson is the power of leverage. The rich do not trade their time for money the way most people do. Instead, they find ways to multiply their efforts through investments, businesses, systems, and people. They use leverage to make money work for them rather than working for money. This is one of the most significant distinctions between those who stay stuck in the middle class and those who achieve extraordinary wealth. But beyond money itself, billionaires think about impact. They do not just focus on making money, they focus on creating something bigger than themselves. Whether it's through innovation, philanthropy, or building generational wealth, they see success as something that extends beyond their own lifetime. This is the legacy mindset, understanding that true wealth is not just about accumulation, but about contribution, influence, and the ability to shape the future. Now the question is, how will you apply these lessons in your own life? Knowledge without action is meaningless. You don't have to be a billionaire to start thinking like one. You can begin today by making better financial decisions, embracing calculated risks, expanding your network, and developing a mindset that attracts wealth rather than repels it. Every billionaire started somewhere, and their journey was filled with failures, challenges, and setbacks. What made the difference was their ability to learn, adapt, and persist. The road to wealth is not an overnight process, nor is it reserved for a select few. It is available to anyone willing to shift their mindset, take action, and commit to the process of financial transformation. As you step forward from this book, take these insights with you. Challenge the way you've been conditioned to think about money. Seek out opportunities where others see obstacles. Focus on creating value, mastering leverage, and building a legacy that extends far beyond yourself. You now hold the key to a new way of thinking, a way of thinking that can unlock doors you never imagined possible. The only question left is, will you use it?